mistake could ruin an entire athlete's career. As talked about by well-known journalist Fabricio Romano, a famous footballer, Paul Pogba, was suspended for 4 years for the use of PEDs. This mistake could heavily not only influence the rest of his career, but also the rest of his life.
This example that my colleague Jose stated leads us to our question. So should organizations push for harsher or more lenient punishments towards misbehaved athletes? Hi, my name is Colby Alden.
Hi, my name is Rafael Volks.
Hi, my name is Children.
And hi, my name is Kevin Ufam. We believe that organizations should push for harsher punishments towards misbehaved athletes. We did our research with social, judicial, economic, and ethical perspectives. Before we elaborate on this thesis, we must first analyze why lenient punishments are damaging to the athletic industry.
When organizations have lighter punishments toward misbehaved athletes, they are more prone to break the rules. We can see this in a graph by ESPN depicting the number of prosecuted cases from a number of colleges through the years 2019 through 2014. Florida schools have had more than 50% of their cases dropped, and Florida schools have also had the highest crime rate throughout Florida. In a study done by Paula Lavinge, we see that Florida State University from 2009 to 2014 had the second highest crime rate in the United States. And that also stated that 70% of those incidents were dropped and the athlete never faced consequences and was neither prosecuted. We can then see that out of the 66 athletes involved, 25% went on to have more than one crime incident. Now these two things go hand in hand. As more colleges drop more cases and are not prosecuted, the crime rate goes up for the college because of the feeling an athlete may get after their case is dropped. They believe that they are above the law and they go again to commit the crime again.
As we've seen, organizations that implement lenient punishments towards misbehaved athletes usually result in more athletic-related crimes being committed. But how do these crimes affect the relationship of the rest of the team? To answer this, when athletes become involved in crime, it damages the overall relationship of the team. To elaborate on this, if an athlete becomes suspended after they commit a crime and they are a key member on this team, it's going to affect the overall performance of this team, leading to the trust between athletes, teammates, and coaches all being negatively effective. This stems from them perceiving the athlete as dishonest for breaking the rules and selfish for getting them all in such a complicated situation. An example of this is stated by Professor Julian Robug on his report about sexual assault on college campuses, where he specifically says, the NCAA, the primary governing body of college sports, turns a deaf ear to the critics who press for change concerning student-athlete sexual assault charges, and pass on the blame to college and university officials. Furthermore, the relationship between athletes and fans can also be damaged. Many fans take the performance of their team very seriously, so if an athlete commits a common taboo such as driving under the influence, many fans are going to be extremely disappointed and upset. Not to mention the younger fans who perceive many of the athletes as role models and strive to be like them. They could be left feeling, in extreme cases, even betrayed. Finally, the team and organization reputation can be damaged. This usually is caused from the negative press that they receive after a controversial incident occurs. When the reputation of an organization is damaged, the economic of that organization is also damaged. And my colleague Kevin will cover more in depth later. But overall, when the athlete damages the organization's reputation, this does no justice or benefits to the relationship between the athlete and the organization.
To add on to what my colleague Rafael said earlier on, the ethical aspect and the different factors which come with it, which are the damage to the sport, the different morals which are in different organizations, and also fan favorability have a huge effect on how organizations deal with athletes. As shown in the graph right here from ResearchGate in 2022, it displays the decrease in post-intervention seasons from 1999 to 2017. One huge example of this can be shown in the 2003 Kobe Bryant case, in which he allegedly sexually assaulted a 19-year-old hotel worker. Although this crime affected Kobe Bryant's career early on, then later on he didn't suffer really from the effects of it, and these crimes now are taken way more seriously, and they're also acted on in a more ethical manner, which is shown in the graph. The more appropriate the punishment, the less likely it is to happen.
When athletes become involved in crime, it damages the economy of the athletic industry. When athletes commit crimes, a loss of revenue occurs. For example, the University of Baylor's football team was accused of sexual assault. When the University of Baylor's football team was accused of sexual assault, there was a less attendance at games, weakened performance of players, and a decrease of profit on merchandise.
Therefore, implementing harsher punishments can help prevent future incidents.
To prove this graph sourced from Business Insider showing the total amount of NFL arrests from years 2000 to 2013. We can see that the Bengals and Vikings have the most, topping out at 40 arrests. Comparing this to ESPN's data on FSU football athletes from the years 2009 to 2014, in less than half the time, they were able to get 106 arrests. This proves to show that the more harsher punishments that the professional organizations implement are more beneficial and efficient towards the athletic industry than the more lenient punishments that the collegiate organizations implement.
Our solution and its limitations. Our solution for this problem is a high-profile criminal court. This, stated by the Indiana Law Journal, is stated that the court will consist of a jury who has been specifically trained to handle these type of cases, celebrity cases. And since the jury will be more experienced, he will be better. He will have a higher level of experience to make it less likely that he will be swayed by the defendant status. Its limitations are that high-profile cases can get very expensive and can cause a lot of controversy towards an athlete. In addition, they will take a long time to be implemented into the state.
In conclusion, we believe that not only athletes should receive a harsh punishment, but a punishment fair and appropriate for their actions. Thank you.
All right, stay there. Don't walk up any closer. Jose, we'll start with you. Jose, reflecting on your colleagues' work, which one had the greatest impact on your overall understanding of the problem that you guys talked about?
I think Kobe's social perspective had the biggest impact because although we could go in depth with it, it also really helped like all of our other perspectives because while it's like you can focus a lot on it, it's also very broad, and therefore that's where we got our judicial, economic, and ethical perspectives from.
Okay. What's an example of an argument from one of your peers, IRRs, or even yours, that you guys didn't use, and then why didn't you use it?
We decided to not use an example of Kevin's because he had the economical factor of it, and he chose to do numbers on merchandise that went down from an athlete's crimes, but it didn't really tie into the punishments. It was just a punishment that the organization had to face, not the athlete itself.
All right. Kevin, what's a way in which your team's resolution makes you think different about the research you conducted?
My research was mostly about the really harsh punishments of it. With the economic side, there was a lot of loss of money in the whole thing. So when we got all of our research together, I realized that it should be fair, no matter the economic cost, and it shouldn't be just a harsh punishment.
All right. Last up, describe an art. If you had another member of your team, a fifth member of this team, what could they have brought to this that would have helped add to your presentation?
A fifth member of the team could have brought a historical aspect to this topic, and they could analyze the effects that different organizations implemented towards different athletes, and we could see how they learned through the years on how to punish these athletes.
Guys are done.